Hello, this is Bruce Maloch, State Senator for District 12, with an update on the coronavirus and a word about highway funding in Arkansas. Let's start with the coronavirus. As of June 11th, we've had 10,816 cases of COVID-19 in Arkansas. That's an average daily increase of 340 for the past week, and of course that's the highest weekly increase that we've had since our first case back in March. Since we're 3 months into the coronavirus, I think it's important that we look at the number of active cases that we have. Again, as of June the 11th, we have 3,294 active cases. Back on the first of the month, we had 1,909 cases, and so that's an increase of 1,385 cases just since June 1st. With those numbers, I was a little surprised that the governor announced this week that we would be moving to phase 2 of reopening our economy effective on June 15th. Part of his justification for that is that we've already relaxed some of our guidance and many of our activities are already along the lines of what is allowed in phase 2. The biggest difference will be some of the venues like restaurants and bars that have had limited capacity of up to 1/3 of their capacity can now move up to 2/3. Also, some of our contact tracing that we've implemented and that we've followed show that our increase in cases is not due to the increased activity within the economy. And so hopefully we can hold those numbers and we will not see continued increases, but we know that it's serious. And I'm asking all of you to do whatever you can and remain vigilant in limiting the spread. Let's talk about highway funding. Issue 1 will be on the ballot in November. Let me give you a little bit of background on that. Highways are funded primarily by a motor fuel tax. In Arkansas, we have, in addition to the federal motor fuel tax, we have a 21.5 cent per gallon tax. That has been in place since 2001. So for 19 years, our main revenue source has been flat. Some years it even declines because our trucks and cars have become more fuel efficient. But our construction costs have more than doubled during that same period of time. So there's no question that we have a real funding issue. And being a rural state, Arkansas has more highway miles per capita than many states. As a matter of fact, Arkansas has approximately the same number of highway miles as California, but we don't have near the revenue that California has. And so we have to address some of those issues. What's the solution? Well, in the 2019 regular legislative session, the legislature approved a $95 million package that was dedicated strictly to highway funding, and then issue 1 would provide another $205 million for that. With respect to the $95 million package, most of that funding was from an increase in the wholesale price of gasoline and diesel. The diesel was actually increased more than the gasoline, and that move was supported by the Arkansas Truckers Association. A couple of years ago, I attended a conference where Fred Smith, the chairman of Federal Express Company, spoke. At the time, he was advocating an increase in the federal fuel tax because he said their company could document the additional wear and tear on their trucks because of the lack of maintenance to our interstate highways. He said it would be cheaper to actually pay a higher fuel tax than to pay the additional wear and tear on their trucks as long as we could get our interstates repaired. And I think the Arkansas Truckers Association probably agrees with that and their support for the increased tax on the diesel, even more so than the gasoline. A part of the $95 million was also a dedicated stream from any additional casino tax that the state will get. There was a certain amount of casino tax that went to general revenue. We protected that, but the additional tax will be dedicated to highways. And then the legislature referred amendment or issue 1, which is with respect to the 1/2 cent sales tax. Back in 2012, the citizens passed an amendment that placed a 1/2 cent sales tax and dedicated the revenue strictly to highways. But it had a 10-year sunset on it. So after 2023, that tax will go away. Issue 1 will extend that tax. It is not a tax increase. It is simply an extension of the half-cent sales tax that is currently in place. It would provide an additional $205 million to the state and $85 million to our cities and counties. Most of our road funding is divided on a 70-15-15 split. In other words, the state gets 70% of the revenue, the counties get 15%, that's divided up among all the counties, and the cities split 15% on a proportionate basis between all the cities. In my district, some of our counties get over $500,000, and then again, the cities get their proportionate share. So if this issue 1 does not pass, then our counties and the ones in my district, some would lose that $500,000. The cities would lose what they're currently getting. And so it's important that you study issue 1. And if you need more details on that, I will get those to you. But just know that I will be voting for issue 1. It's important for our roads and bridges. It will bring jobs to the state, and it's good for Arkansas. The forecast for the next week looks really good. I hope you can get out and enjoy some of the good weather. In the meantime, take care and let me know if I can help you in any way.